Hello everybody, welcome back to YouTube TV Plus, and we're on vocabulary 1, list 25. Estamos en la lista 25 de vocabulario 1. Ya estamos en la unidad 9 de gramática y por lo tanto vamos a ir usando un poquito más de inglés. We're going to be using a little bit more of English. So I'll be using both Spanish and English. Iré usando los dos para que os vayáis acostumbrando, so you guys can get used to it. Because when we get to intermediate level, everything is going to be in English, pretty much there. So I'm going to try to give you more and more English, but I'll speak slowly and I'll be translating. Y estaré traduciendo. I'll be translating more often than not. Más a menudo que no. More often than not. So don't worry about that. Anyways, if you have any questions, you need to leave a message below this video. Dejar un mensaje debajo de este video, okay? And I'll be more than happy to get back to you guys. Estaré encantado de devolveros la respuesta, okay? So anyways, this is again list 25. This is part of grammar unit number 9 or unit number 9. And again, os voy a dar tanto la palabra original como variaciones, okay? Variaciones, frases, and so you guys can make the most of it. Are you guys ready? All right, very cool. So, number 1, ¿cómo se dice cada cuánto? Cada cuánto, how often. Often se escribe con T, often, y se puede decir, curiosamente, puedes decir las dos, often o often. Yo digo más often, como ¿qué hacen esos tíos ahí? ¿Qué hacen? Often, so, cada cuánto. How often, por ejemplo, cada cuánto vas a Madrid. How often do you go to Madrid? Recordad, ese do no significa nada, simplemente explica o expresa que es una pregunta. Lo mismo que en español usamos la interrogación al principio de la frase. So, how often do you go to Madrid? How often do you go to Madrid? Si unimos las palabras, fíjate que sería how often do. Una R suave española. How often do you go to Madrid? Y ahí yo diría, how often do you go to Madrid? Go to Madrid, ¿vale? So, go to Madrid se convierte en go to Madrid. Madrid, letra clave R, Madrid, letra clave I como E, Madrid, qué calor. Madrid. So, how often do you go to Madrid? Y si quieres haces la do normal, how often do you go to, pero luego go to. How often do you go to Madrid? Bueno, haz las dos. How often do you go to Madrid? Repite conmigo. How often do you go to Madrid? Más despacio. How often do you go to Madrid? How often do you go to Madrid? Esto no os lo enseña en ningún sitio, ¿eh? Este do como do y luego hacerlo con ritmo y practicarlo como si fueras tú una clase presencial. Realmente, en serio, chicos, es igual o mejor que una clase presencial. Y mira que son caras las clases presenciales, ¿eh? Incluso las nuestras cuestan mucho dinero, pero esto es más útil porque vas a poder repetir y en todo caso puedes parar. Si tienes alguna duda, me puedes mandar un mensaje, ¿sí? Entonces es muy útil. So, how often do you go to Madrid? How often do you go to Madrid? How often do you go to Madrid? Una vez que tienes ya la unión de palabras, harías la entonación. Hey, how often do you go to Madrid? Hey, how often do you go to Madrid? Hey, how often do you go to Madrid? Good. ¿Cada cuánto vas al colegio? How often do you go to school? ¿Cada cuánto bebes agua? How often do you drink water? How often do you Yo como diría, how often do you drink water? How often do you drink water? Las dos, ¿vale? Con do o con do, como prefieras, ¿vale? How often do you drink water? ¿Cada cuánto comes? How often do you eat? Yes. Entonces, la respuesta a esto sería, bueno, ahora vas a ver que hay una serie de palabras que van muy relacionadas con esto. Por ejemplo, podrías decir una vez a la semana, once a week. Por cierto, para decir una vez se suele decir once a week. twice a week. So, week, sorry. Once se escribe 11, once a week. 2 veces a la semana, twice, T-W-I-C-E, twice a week. O también de manera más informal, pero se dice 1 time a week, 2 times a week, 3 times. Luego ya 3 times, 4 times, 5 times a week. Pero sí que lo más correcto sería decir once a week, twice a week. Okay. So how often do you play tennis? Well, play tennis once a week. How often do you go to Madrid? I go to Madrid. Fíjate cómo lo digo. I go to Madrid once a year. I go to Madrid once a week. I go to Madrid once a month. Yes. So that's a typical answer. All right. Now, and then you have number 2. Nunca. Never. So how often do you eat fish? Well, never. I never eat fish, for example. Never. Letra clave R, letra semiclave V. Never. Never. All right. Very cool. So nunca. Never. Never. Yes. Yo nunca voy a Francia. I never go to France. Que no vas de normal, ¿vale? I never go to France. Con una estructura más compleja sería yo nunca he ido. I've never been o nunca he estado. I've never been to France. Yes? Pero eso ya lo veremos más adelante. En este caso sería como respuesta how often do you drink wine? I never drank wine. Nunca bebo vino de forma general, ¿vale? I never drank wine. I never, semiclave V, clave R, never drank, clave R, clave I como E, never, exacto. Drank, clave R, clave I como E, drank wine. I never drank wine. How often do you drink beer? I never drank beer. Beer, no beer, que he dicho. How often do you drink Diet Coke? I drank Diet Coke, Coca-Cola Light, Diet Coke once a week, or twice a week, or 3 times a week. Do you understand? How often? How often? Very cool. So never, never. Es buena palabra never. For you to practice the R. Never. And the V. Semi-key letter V. Never, never, never. Very cool. Number 3. Siempre. Always. Always. All right. How often do you go to work? Oh, I always go to work. I'm always there. Siempre estoy allí. I'm always there. I always get up early. Siempre me levanto pronto, which is not true. Siempre bebo mucha agua. I always drink a lot of water. Fíjate, a lot, la L un poquito más atrás, a lot of water. I always drink a lot of water. Yes, always. Normalmente, usually, normalmente bebo mucha agua. Por ejemplo, I usually. Fíjate la pronunciación de usual sería como Joshua, la merienda, usual. I usually drink a lot of water, usually. I usually play tennis once a week. I usually come to work or get to work at 9 a.m. I usually leave work, me marcho del trabajo at 9:30 p.m. I usually play the guitar every day. Yes, usually. Es como normalmente, ¿vale? También puedes decir normally. Pero usually. Very cool. Now, number 5, sometimes. Well, only sometimes. How often do you work out? ¿Cada cuánto hacer deporte? Well, I sometimes work out every week. It's just sometimes, a veces, ¿vale? Sometimes. And sometimes is a very common word, es una palabra muy común, ¿vale? Que se suele usar mucho. Sometimes. También se puede decir on and off, de vez en cuando. On and off, con doble S, F, ¿vale? Off, on and off. Yes, only on and off. But on and off, I like to go to the movies. I usually, ves, aquí lo dirías, I usually watch Netflix at home, in English, of course, but on and off, I enjoy going to the movies. I enjoy going to the movie theater. Ir al cine se dice en inglés go to the movies. Go to the movies. Ir a las películas, a las pelis. El cine, la sala de cine se llama the movie theater. Yes? Movie theater. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so yes, sometimes, often, a menudo. So number 6, a menudo, often. Yeah, voy al cine muy a menudo. I go to the movies very often, or pretty often. Pretty woman walking down the street. Pretty, yes, pretty often. How often do you? How often? Cada cuánto? How often do you exercise? Do you work out? Oh, I work out pretty often. Yes, like every other day. Esta es muy buena. Día sí, día no. Every other day. Every other. Every other day. En días alternos, every other day. En semanas alternas, every other week. Una semana sí, una semana no. Un mes sí, un mes no. Every other month. Every other minute. Minuto sí, minuto no. O sea, a cada minuto, ¿no? Se suele decir en español. Every other minute. Yes. That kid is all the time crying. Ese niño está siempre llorando. A kid is constantly crying. He's crying every other minute. Yes, como a cada minuto, ¿vale? Every other minute, ¿sí? Yo también tengo que estar atento a hacer la R, ¿vale? Every other minute, ¿ok? So, anyways, often, a menudo, number 7, casi nunca. Hardly ever, casi nunca. How often do you play tennis? I hardly ever play tennis. How often do you eat fish? You know what? I hardly ever eat fish. All right? I don't really like it. So I hardly ever, sorry, my nose is itching. I hardly ever eat fish. All right? Hardly ever, casi nunca. Hardly ever. Fijaos que tenemos aquí la letra clave R. Hardly. Letra clave L. Hardly. Y luego letra clave semiclave V. Ever. Y letra clave R. Ever. Hardly ever. I hardly ever play tennis. I hardly ever eat fish. I hardly ever play the piano. Well, I don't know how to play the piano, so I never play the piano. But I play the guitar pretty often. Muy a menudo. I play the guitar pretty often. Okay? Very cool. Now, so todos estos estaban relacionados. All these words were related to frecuencia. Frequency adverbs. How often? Cada cuánto. How often do you go to Madrid? How often do you play guitar? And then you could say every other minute. Minuto sí, minuto no. Every other day. You could say once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. You could also say always, siempre. I always play the guitar after school. You could say never. I never play the guitar after school. You could say often. I often play the guitar after school. You could say usually. Okay, a menudo. I usually play the guitar. I play the guitar after school. Do you understand? So I guess you get it. Pienso que lo pillas. You get it. Now, number 8. La playa. The beach. Fijaos cómo digo el TH. The. Semiclave TH, ¿vale? The beach. The beach. Yes. How often do you go to the beach? Yes, in the summer, I go to the beach every week. Because it's only 2 hours away from where I live. From where I live, okay? And yeah, see, leave, marcharse, live, vivir. So it's only between 2 and 3 hours away from where I live. And so in summertime, I usually go to the beach every week on Thursdays. So I take Friday off, and then I normally go to the beach on Thursdays. So how often do you go to the beach? In the summer, I go to the beach every week. And now in the winter time, so I stay here and I normally go to ski. I don't know if you guys know how to ski, but it's nice, especially when the weather's nice. I love it. And here where I live, we have ski resorts, que son estaciones de ski resorts within an hour. Okay, so we have several, and it just takes you an hour to drive there. Okay, now, so number 8, beach. Beach, pregunta recurrente, beach es una playa, pero luego beach con E, y corta, con E, es como lo que se denomina una arpía. Alright, en español sí se dice una arpía, como una mujer, no sé por qué se le pone género femenino, porque también hay arpíos, ¿no? Pero como una persona que es... que habla mal de otras personas y que enreda las cosas, ¿no? So that's a bitch. And the beach, con I, es la playa, alright? Yes. También como informal, to bitch es quejarse, bitch. Yeah, stop bitching around. Para de quejarte. You constantly bitching, como de mal genio, ¿eh? Yes, very cool. So, number 9. Por cierto, bitch se escribe B-I-T-C-H, bitch, okay, bitch. Now, number 9, el mar, the sea. Y sea suena igual que ver, yes, quiero ver el mar. I want to see the sea. ¿Quieres ver el mar? Do you want to see the sea? Yes, I want to see the sea. All right, very cool. Enséñame el mar, show me the sea. All right, very cool, the sea. Number 10 es una maleta, a suitcase. Yes, do you guys, fijaos cómo uso guys para referirme al plural, ¿vale? Do you guys have a lot of suitcases? Suitcases. Do you guys have a lot of suitcases? I have a couple of them. I don't travel that much. I enjoy traveling, but I don't travel that much. So I just have a couple of suitcases. Fijaos cómo lo digo, un par de maletas, ¿vale? A couple of suitcases. Yes, a suitcase. Hacer la maleta es to pack. I need to pack because I'm going on a trip tomorrow. Fijaos cómo lo digo. I need to pack. Y vamos a decir need to, ¿vale? I need to pack. I need to pack because I'm going on a trip tomorrow. Because I'm going on a trip tomorrow. Ya lo veremos, pero fijaos que aquí uso presente continuo para hablar de algo que va a pasar mañana. En español usaríamos presente. Tengo que hacer la maleta porque me voy de viaje mañana. En español hablo de mañana, pero uso presente. Me voy de viaje mañana. En inglés, cuando esto sucede en español, when we use the present tense for tomorrow, for future, for next week. Por ejemplo, la semana que viene me voy de vacaciones. We're using present in Spanish for a future time. So, that situation, in English, we use the present continuous. So, me voy de vacaciones la semana que viene. I'm going on vacation next week. You see? Esto lo veremos en los futuros, pero para que lo veáis. En este caso, yo estaba diciendo, tengo que hacer la maleta. I have to pack. Porque me voy de viaje mañana. Because I'm going on a trip tomorrow. You see? I have to pack because I'm going on a trip tomorrow. Yes? So pack. Hacer la maleta. Pack. Number 12. Un taxi es a taxi. A taxi, pero también se dice, sobre todo en Estados Unidos, se dice a cab. A cab. C-A-B. Cab. A cab. tengo que agarrar un taxi, tengo que coger un taxi. I have to catch a taxi, or I have to catch a cab. Yes? Tenemos que subirnos a un taxi. We need to catch a cab, or a taxi cab. A taxi cab or a taxi. Yes, we need to catch a cab. Catch a cab. Alright, ok, no te preocupes. Ya cogemos, ya agarramos, ya nos subimos a un taxi. Don't worry, we'll catch a cab. We'll catch a cab. Cab. Alright, very cool. Number 13, viajar. Es to travel. ¿Qué tenemos? La letra clave R, luego EA, luego semiclave V, y luego clave L, vo. Manuel, Miguel, Raquel, travel. Ya veis que cuando va en posición final la L, prácticamente no se pronuncia, ¿vale? Fijaos, pencil, no se dice pencil. Cuando está en medio, fijaos que decimos family, a little, family, pencil, table. Fijaos que en medio sí que se pronuncia un poquito más. Family, like, family, pero al final, table, pencil, casi no se oye. Fuerzan mucho el resto de la palabra, ¿vale? O sea, está allí, pero la punta de la lengua no toca arriba. Table. No se dice table, no, table. Sin embargo, cuando va en medio de la palabra al principio, ¿vale? A little, family, a little family, pero table, pencil. Ni siquiera toca la punta de la lengua. O sea, cuando va al final de la palabra la L, digamos que es casi como si se evaporara. Está un poquito allí, ¿vale? Porque no se dice table, pero table. Casi no hay diferencia, ¿vale? Entonces, tenedlo en cuenta. En este caso, como tenemos travel, que está en la última parte, en la última letra de la palabra, es casi como si se metiera. So you're almost going to skip, saltarla. Travel. Pero acordaos de la letra V, semiclave, travel. ¿Os gusta viajar? Do you guys like to travel? ¿Te gusta viajar? Do you like to travel? ¿Os gusta viajar? ¿Les gusta viajar a ustedes? Do you guys like to travel? Oh yes. We enjoy it. We enjoy it. Lo disfrutamos. Big time. Un montón. Big time. Yes. ¿A ella le gusta viajar? Does she like to travel? Yes. She does. She likes to travel. ¿A él le gusta viajar? Does he like to travel? Yes, he does. He likes to travel. Yes. ¿Me gusta viajar a mí? Do I like to travel? Yes, I do. I like to travel. Oh, no, I don't. I don't like to travel. Does he, como vemos la H, does he like to travel? Yes, he does. He loves traveling. ¿Veis? ¿Vale? Alright, así practicamos un poquito de do and does. Ahora haremos más frases con eso, ¿vale? To travel es viajar y el viaje es a trip. ¿Has tenido un buen viaje? Bueno, vamos, por no hacer el pasado, venga, ten un buen viaje. Have a nice trip. Espero que you have a nice trip. Yes, trip. Viajar es to travel. ¿Y qué tal ha ido el trayecto? How was the journey? Journey, por cierto, es el nombre de un grupo, uno de mis grupos favoritos, americano, que se llama Journey, que canta la canción Don't Stop Believing, Hold on to the feeling. ¿Os suena? Don't Stop Believing. Anyways, Journey. So tenemos a trip, un viaje, y cómo ha ido el trayecto. How was the journey? Enjoy the journey, disfruta el trayecto. And then viajar es to travel. To travel es en general el verbo viajar con V. Travel. Y me diréis, ¿y qué diferencia hay con problemas? Trouble. La diferencia es la B con trouble y la vocal. Viajar es como ran, travel. Y luego travel va con V, travel, y viajar va con B, trouble. Viajar va con V y problema o problemas es con B, trouble, trouble. ¿Okay? Si tienes problemas, if you are in trouble, call me. If you're in trouble, call me. Si tienes problemas cuando viajes, llámame. If you're in trouble when you travel, if you're in trouble when you travel, give me a call. Give me. Fíjate que me como la V. Give me. Give me a man after midnight. Okay, so if you're in trouble when you travel, give me a call. Do you understand? All right, to travel. Number 14, viajar. Volar, perdón. Volar. To fly. Él está volando ahora. He's flying now. Él vuela cada día. He flies every day. Él no vuela cada día. He doesn't fly every day. ¿Cada cuánto vuela él? How often does he fly? Unimos todo. How often does he? Comemos la H. How often does he fly? How often does he fly? Well, he flies once a week. He flies pretty often, bastante a menudo. He flies pretty often. He flies quite a lot. Bastante, quite a lot. Yes, he flies pretty often. How often do you fly? How often does she fly? ¿Cada cuánto viaja ella? Hey, how often does she fly? How often she fly? How often does she fly? Yes, she flies once a month. Usually she flies once a month. But sometimes she flies twice a month. Or even 4 times a month. Do you understand? Once a month, twice a month, 3 times a month. How often do we fly? ¿Cada cuánto volamos nosotros? Well, we fly every week. How often do I fly? Oh, I fly once a month. Pretty much, más o menos, pretty much. Yes? Alright, so she flies very often. We fly pretty often. He flies very often. He doesn't fly very often. Does he fly very often? How often does he fly? How often does she fly? Ahora él. How often does he fly? Ahora ella. How often does she fly? Repite esto. Con él. How often does he? How often does he fly? Con ella. How often does she fly? How often? ¿Cada cuánto viajas tú? How often do you fly? ¿Cada cuánto viajan ustedes? How often do you guys fly? ¿Cada cuánto viajáis? How often do you guys fly? ¿Cada cuánto viajas? How often do you fly? Hey, how often do you fly? ¿Cada cuánto viajan ustedes? How often do you guys fly? ¿Veis? El guys es para diferenciar entre tú y vosotros. O entre tú y ustedes, ¿vale? How often do you fly? How often do you guys fly? Do you understand? Yes? Alright. Very cool. Un vuelo, sin embargo, to fly es el verbo. Y el nombre es a flight. A flight. Yes. Your flight is not here yet. Tu vuelo no está aquí. Your flight. Tu vuelo está retrasado. Your flight is delayed. Your flight is late. Flight. Un vuelo. Number 16. Deberes. Homework. Tengo que hacer mis deberes. I have to do my homework. Yes. Do you have to do your homework? Yes, of course. I have to do my homework. Él está haciendo sus deberes. He's doing his homework. ¿Vale? Posesivos. He's doing his homework. Ella está haciendo sus deberes. She's doing her homework. Estamos haciendo nuestros deberes. We're doing our. Fijaos que olvidaos de decir our, porque nos enseñan siempre en los colegios a decir our y realmente se dice our, como la letra R, ¿vale? Our. We're doing our homework. Repite conmigo. We are, contraemos we're doing, no doing, sino doing we're doing our homework. Yes, we're doing our homework. Yes, we're doing our homework. ¿Estáis haciendo vuestros deberes? Are you guys doing your homework? Are you guys doing your homework? Yes. How often do you do your homework? ¿Cada cuánto haces tus deberes? How often do you do your homework? Homework. I do my homework every day. And when I was a kid, cuando era un niño, when I was a kid, I did my homework. Ya lo veremos que esto es pasado, ¿vale? I did my homework every day too. And my mom helped me a lot with maths and drawing, dibujando, and language, you name it, etc. You name it. But yes, I used to do, antes hacía, I used to do my homework every day. Yes, homework, to do your homework. Yes. Ella hace siempre, vamos a usar los adverbios de frecuencia, ella hace siempre sus deberes. Does she always do? Fijaros, does, la S se queda atrás, usamos el infinitivo. Does she always do her homework? Yes, she does. She always does her homework. Yes. So does she always do her homework? Yes. She does. She always does her homework. Yes. Él hace siempre sus deberes. Does he? Como es la H, does he? Does he always do? Does. Usamos el does. La S se queda atrás, usamos infinitivos. Does he always do? Does he always do his homework? Does he always do it? Do es. Nos comemos la H. Fijaos cómo funciona. Does he always do his homework? De ese his comemos la I, la hacemos como una E y nos comemos la H. Does he always do his homework? 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 Y por eso es tan difícil comprender. That's why it's so difficult to understand English. Because we've never been taught this way. Nunca se nos ha enseñado así. Uniendo las palabras con entonación, en omitiendo letras, saltándonos la H, haciéndola I como una E, you know. Típicamente se enseñan a decir, does he always do his homework? Does he always do his... Pero la gente lo dice así. Dicen, does he always do his homework? Hey, does... ¿Y cómo se llega de ese punto A al punto B? Del punto fácil al punto difícil. Practicándolo así, ¿vale? Como siempre decimos. Does he se convierte en does he. Does he all, letra clave L. Does he always do his se convierte en does. Entonces practicamos primero este trozo. Does he always. ¿Entendéis? Does he always. La L, does he always. Repite. Does he always. Ahora vamos. Does he always do. Y ahora añadimos his. Does he always do his. Do his se convierte en does. Does he always do his. Y ahora does he always do his homework? Does he always do his homework? Entonación, hey, does he always do his homework? Hey, y no hace falta hacerlo deprisa. Se puede entonar uniendo las palabras despacio. Hey, does he always do his homework? Hey, does he always do his homework? Oh yes, of course. He always does it. Siempre lo hace. He always does it. Con she. Does she always do her homework? ¿Vale? Does she always do her? Se convierte en doer. Does she always do her homework? Does she always do her homework? Does she always do her homework? Yes, she does. She does it pretty often. Not really always, no siempre, but she does it very often. Yes? Okay. Homework. Fin de semana, number 17. Weekend. Do you guys like weekends? Yes. I do like it. And normally, Normalmente, usually, on weekends, I play the guitar, I work out, I just chill out, me relajo, chill out, hang out, pasar el rato, hang out with friends. Hang out es salir a tomar algo, ¿vale? Hang out with friends, I chill out, I play the guitar, I watch movies, in English, of course, with subtitles, but that's what I do on weekends. What do you guys do on weekends? Fijaros cómo pregunto. What do you guys do? What do you guys do? What do you guys do? Así lo usan los nativos. What do you guys do? What do you guys do? What do you guys do on weekends? Yes? Do you guys play the guitar? Do you play the violin? Do you play the piano? Do you work out? ¿Hacéis deporte? Work out. Trabajo afuera significa hacer deporte. To work out. Do you guys work out? Do you hang out with friends? Or are you just hanging around? O solo estáis así matando el tiempo. Hang around. To hang around is... esto lo aprendí. I learned it. I think it was my first or second year in the US. And I was with a bunch of... Fijaros, a bunch of es con un grupo de profes. I was with a bunch of teachers. And we were just talking about... debating something. Nothing important. We were just talking, okay? And then somebody else came. Alguien vino y dijo, oh, ¿interrumpo algo? Am I interrupting anything? And they went y saltan, oh, no te preocupes, we're just hanging around. We are just hanging around. Yes? So we were at the teacher's lounge. The teacher's lounge es la sala de profesores. Yes? And one of them said, uno dijo, no, we're just hanging around. Y me lo apunté. Dije, pues pasando el rato. Pero to hang out es quedar con amigos a tomar algo. So on weekends, I guess you guys hang out with friends. You play an instrument, relax, watch movies. And maybe also hang around. Matar el tiempo. Killing time. Anyway, si tenéis alguna duda de estas cosas, me decís que os he estado dando muchas cositas aquí, ¿vale? Muchas cosas. Weekend number 18. Ir a correr es to go running. How often do you go running? También se dice jogging. 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 How often do you go jogging? How often do you go running? Yes? Relajarse, number 19. To relax. Relax. Don't do it when you want to come do it. Relax, don't do it when you want to come. Relax. I like to relax, to chill out. También se dice to chill out. Chill, C-H-I-L-L y luego espacio out. Chill out. Yes. All right, very cool. Chill out. Number 20, relajante es relaxing. Yes, a relaxing cup of coffee. Una copa de café relajante, ¿puede ser? Relaxing. It's really relaxing, you know. Listening to rock music is relaxing. Not really. You know, maybe a ballad, something, a slow tempo song. It might be relaxing. You know, like listening when it rains. I think listening to the rain is relaxing. A storm is not relaxing, but just rain, pure rain is relaxing. The sound of the sea, el sonido del mar, is relaxing too. Relaxing. Letra clave L, relaxing. Y como E, relaxing. Montaña, number 21, is a classic of bad pronunciation. Mountain. Número 10. Mountain. Yes, do you like going to the mountains? Do you like to go to the mountains? Or do you prefer to go to the beach? Well, I like both. I like to ski in the winter and I like to go to the beach in the summer. Okay, mountain. Senderismo is hiking. Yes. Do you like to hike? Do you like hiking? I do. I like it, and it's pretty tough, but it's a really, really good sport. Hiking. Yes. To go on a hike es ir a una caminata, pues por la montaña, por el monte. Go on a hike. Okay, go on a hike. Aeropuerto, airport. Do you like airports? I don't like them especially. It's always stressful, you know, because a lot of times you don't know how to You don't know how to make it there. Fijaos, no sabes cómo llegar allí. You don't know how to make it. Llegar a un sitio es to make it. Sometimes you don't know how to make it there. Some of the times, otras veces, it is confusing because they're too big. Yes, all right, so airport. But it's a good place for you to practice your English. Because a lot of the times, muchas veces, you don't know how to find your suitcase, or you need to ask for directions and they don't speak your home language, tu lengua nativa, your home language. So you need to get by, necesitas desenvolverte, you need to get by in English. And it's a good place for you to improve your English dramáticamente. Airport, letra clave air, air. Como hair, como there, como where, air, airport. Vacación, vacation. Él está de vacaciones, he's on vacation now. When is the next vacation? When is the next holiday? ¿Cuándo es el siguiente puente, el siguiente fiesta? ¿Vale? Aquí en España hay varios, a través del año, hay muchos días que hay a lo mejor jueves y viernes y sábado, y eso se llama un puente. So, it's a holiday. Like, at the beginning of September, it's a special holiday in Spain. So it's a vacation, a little vacation that we have. Un puente se le llama holiday. Pero en general, sobre todo en inglés americano, se dice on vacation. He's on vacation now. He's vacationing. Está por ahí de viaje, de vacaciones, ¿vale? Yes, vacation. Pronunciación, fíjate, vacay. Luego K, shin, vacation. He's on vacation. Are you on vacation? Vacation. Y por último, number 25, pagar. To pay. Se dice to pay for. You'll pay for it. ¿Quién va a pagar esto? Who's going to pay for this? To pay for this. To pay también se usa, fijaros, para prestar atención. To pay attention. La atención se paga en inglés. You need to pay attention. Te voy a hacer una visita. I'm gonna pay you a visit. Vale, te voy a hacer una visita. O también hacer homenaje, rendir homenaje. To pay homage. To pay homage. Sin embargo, aquí se usa mucho en España. Oh, qué bien te has portado. Lo has hecho muy bien hoy, te voy a pagar una cerveza. En inglés no se dice I'm gonna pay you a beer, sino I'm going to buy you a beer. I'll buy you a drink. Venga, va, ya te voy a pagar un trago, pues un gin tonic or something. You say, dirías, I'll buy you a drink. I'll buy you a drink. I'll buy you a beer. Yeah, you did a good job. I'll buy you something. I'll buy you a beer. So to pay a visit, to pay homage, to pay attention. Y también una phrasal verb que se usa, un verbo compuesto que se usa mucho y que me gusta es to pay off, como que vale la pena, ¿vale? Merecer la pena se dice to be worth it. It's worth it, you know? Signing up on UTalk TV Plus, it's really worth it, merece la pena. Y podrías complementarlo, it really pays off, es como sinónimo, ¿vale? Como compensa. You pay 1990 euros, and then you buy the books, and for a little price, you can learn a lot of English. It really pays off. See, it's worth it. So worth it and pay off. Pay espacio off es como que compensa. All right. Okay, chicos. My God, 43 minutos. I gave you a lot of tricks, a lot of sentences. Hemos practicado cosas de gramática con do, con does, con saltar la H, unión de palabras, un montón de sinónimos, cosas también más de avanzada. He usado mucho. I've been speaking a lot of English, and let me know what you think about this. Decidme qué pensáis. I think it's a good transition, una buena transición between only Spanish to only English, which is after Unit 16. Podéis mirarlo, la unidad 16 es todo inglés. And so, desde la 9 hasta la 9 hemos usado, from 1 to 9 it was pure Spanish, but then from 9 up to number 16, we're going to be using both, usando los dos. Va a ser más difícil, pero uso mucho español e inglés. I'm using a lot of Spanish and English, so you can, you're not going to lose track, no vais a perder el hilo. But if you lose track, si os perdéis, leave a message and I will help you out. Fran, what are you saying here? What are you saying in a minute 32.7, whatever, okay? Okay, guys, I hope you liked it. I did my best. Perdón que me estaba todo el rato picando la nariz, pero cuando me concentro mucho, no sé por qué, solo me pasa aquí. Cuando me concentro mucho aquí con la grabación, debe ser los nervios, la nariz me pica. I'm sorry, guys. My nose is itching. Itching, con I. Itching. Que lo echen, que está hablando mucho. Itching. So I'm sorry about that. I hope you had fun, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.